Hey, this is Matt once again. Welcome back to another random review. This time is a film from 2000 that no one talks about. Bait with Jamie Foxx. Now, this is the second film directed by Antoine Fuqua. Antoine Fuqua started off with The Replacement Killers, which I enjoy. I reviewed that on this channel. I think that's a great movie with Chow Yun-fat. Then he did this film, and then after this, he did Training Day with Denzel Washington. He would later on do Olympus Has Fallen, The Equalizer, The Equalizer 2, Tears of the Sun, which I enjoyed and I reviewed on this channel. He's a pretty good director. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the Equalizer movies, but I like a lot of his other films. But yeah, this was his second movie, and I guess you could say this was Jamie Foxx's sort of, I'm not sure, one of his first, if not maybe his first, like big try at being a star of a film. You also have David Morse, who's been in a lot of stuff like Disturbia. Doug Hutchison, who I remember from the X-Files. He played the character of Toombs in 2 episodes, Squeeze and Toombs. David Paymer. I remember him in Carpools, co-starring with Tom Arnold. Mike Epps, who I reviewed his film All About the Benjamins, great comedy. Robert Pastorelli, who I enjoy. I don't think he's with us anymore, sadly. But I thought he was fun in a Schwarzenegger film called Eraser. He was a guy that at the point where he pretended to have a heart attack and he put the Tums in, or the Alka-Seltzer in, and then they were trying to do the thing on him for real, and he gets pissed at him. He's great in Eraser. Jamie Kennedy, he makes an appearance in this. And yeah, this is a film of Jamie Foxx's filmography that no one ever mentions or talks about. Probably because when this film came out, it was a big, massive flop. This cost around $50 million, which is a lot of money. Lot of, lot of Benjamins. And it only made like 15 million. I think this came out like September, which is a bad month for a movie like. It was a bad month for most movies, let alone a movie like this. Like this seems like a movie that would have been a summer flick, but again, I think they released like September or something. Roger Ebert liked it, which is interesting. Love it, thumbs up. Jamie Foxx is terrific, and Jamie Foxx is terrific. If I ever saw Jamie Foxx, this would be the film I would ask him, and I'm sure I'd be the only person that would have asked him about this film in the past couple decades. And that's why I do enjoy this film. I think Jamie Foxx, I miss Jamie Foxx in this kind of stuff, because nowadays he would only do serious stuff. And that's cool. A lot of them are good, like Collateral, fantastic movie. But, I mean, he did Sleepless, which I haven't seen. He's going to be Spawn. He never does comedies anymore. But yeah, he started off with In Living Color. He did this little fun film called Held Up, which I'm not sure if that was in theaters. But that's when he gets held up at this like diner or gas station, something of that nature. It's been a while since I've seen that. This film is about Robert Pastorelli and Doug Hutchison. They're part of this heist of $40 million worth of gold. Doug Hutchison, he's very quiet, low-key, psycho, but he's also very good at computers and hacking. But he plays a very soft-spoken and very quiet. He kills the guards. Robert Pastorelli doesn't like that, so he leaves the guy's ass with the gold. Doug Hutchison is pissed. And later on, Robert Pastorelli is locked up in the same cell as Jamie Foxx, who, the first time we see that character, him and Mike Epps are trying to steal prawns. Even Mike Epps says, "What the fuck is a prawn?" And Jamie Foxx, this is definitely him and his Eddie Murphy comedy element. You get a chance to star, being a wise ass, being a wisecracker, And I think he gives a very wonderful performance. And like I said, sadly, you will never see him like this again because he's never willing to be this kind of character. And it sucks. I understand doing serious work, but then it's just now all serious work. I mean, when was the last time he did a comedy? And I think before this, he had a good sized role in Any Given Sunday, which I want to review that soon. I can't remember what year that was, but. And that was him trying to be a little bit more serious as well. But yeah, he's a small time thief. He gets caught, locked up, and one thing leads to another. Robert Pastorelli dies. Jamie Foxx doesn't know much about it. He's only told a little bit. He tells the cops, including David Morse, about that. It's many months later. The cops don't know what to do, and they have this thing that they're going to put into someone's jaw for surveillance so they can listen and track them wherever the person goes. And they choose Jamie Foxx. So they get someone to knock him out. They do some surgery thing. They put it inside his cheek, inside his jaw, I should say. They let him go and they use him as bait. They let out that, oh, maybe he knows something about the gold to draw our villain out. And it's pretty much Jamie Foxx trying to get his life together, meeting up with his ex-girlfriend, finding out he has a son, dealing with his brother Mike Epps, and so this is stuff Mike Epps is involved with, being trapped by the cops who are surveilling him, as well as Doug Hutchison, our villain, coming out of the woodwork. And that's sort of the gist of the plot of this movie. Like I said before, I think this is a fun flick. I'm not going to call it a masterpiece. I'm not going to call it, fantastic. Once in a while, it has some trouble with shaky cam during a few of his action scenes. But with that said, there's still quite a few moments that made me laugh. At the beginning, when just the way Jamie Foxx is delivering his dialogue. Mike Epps is like, wait, you were looking at this place and you only took one picture? Well, film is expensive. So, and I'm going to do a shit job of this because I can't replicate Jamie Foxx in this movie. But there's a point where Mike Epps is walking away and Jamie Foxx is pretending to be the Godfather. It's like, Fredo, you disrespect me, disrespect my father, get the fuck out of here. The way he said and the accent he said was very funny. Later on, when he's arrested, he's posing for mud shots. He's talking a lot of shit in a jail cell. And then, I see your footsteps, I'll whoop your ass. He just keeps talking shit as he's hiding under a bed. Later on, there's a moment where he gets a phone call and he pretends his accent where, like, the person asked him, oh, I have a master's degree. And he's like, your name is Mr. P? Oh, those sons of beaches. You will pop a cap in your ass. You had your ass capped and popped. See, that's what's hard reviewing a comedy, because how do I replicate what I find funny when I'm not going to be able to do a good job with it? Jamie Foxx has a lot of energy in his performance. He's very witty, in my opinion, in his performance. He comes out as a likable character. He has a bit of heart to him, even in his jail cell with Robert Pastorelli. When he's having problems with his heart, Jamie Foxx immediately goes and rushes and tries to help him. So there is a heart to this character. There's a nice little moment where he's talking with his girlfriend about his father and how his father worked as a groomer at a horse track and would groom the horses, but they were still very poor because the job didn't pay for shit. And at one point, the father robbed a toy store, and he's like, for like 2.5 hours, I had a happy childhood. So there was nice little moments in there sprinkled among the humor. And this is definitely a stylish movie. I don't know much about Antoine Fuqua's background. I have a feeling he worked in music videos because the look of this film definitely has almost a Michael Bay look. I'm not saying, I don't know, just the color scheme or something about the look. It made me remind me a little bit of Michael Bay, or maybe that's just the style a lot of music videos had when they were starting off with their first couple of movies. And I thought it worked fine in this movie. Again, is definitely a stylish direction by Antoine Fuqua. And again, just a lot of moments of Jamie Foxx being funny when he knocks on Mike Epps' door after he gets out of jail and he has this really low key, low voice. Yeah, sure you didn't pay your bill? What? I paid it. No, you people. I can't do a fucking good job with that. Another fun moment is when he's trying to look for a job because he wants to do well with his girlfriend and his new son. He goes in this place and the guy's like, "Didn't you rob me a few years ago?" "Oh no, that wasn't me." "Yeah, yeah. I saw you in the lineup. I picked you out. You were number 4. You robbed me." And the action scenes are fine. Again, they just have the bad chance of some shaky cam. I definitely think the action scenes in The Replacement Killers are much better, or in Tears of the Sun are much better handled. I mean, the action scenes when Robert Pastorelli's driving and Doug Hutchison's chasing him, you have a semi truck do a jackknife and almost hit Robert Pastorelli's van. There's a moment where Mike Epps and Jamie Foxx are driving, and then a cop and a taxi cab are trying to get them off the road so that they don't get to a location where other cops are at and get arrested because they want Jamie Foxx out there still as a bait. So you have that little action sequence of these two guys who Mike Epps kind of fucked over. They have Jamie Foxx in the backseat of their car, and Jamie Foxx is getting the gun, and the car goes on its side and slides down the road. You can definitely see the budget on the screen. Uh, Granted, I don't know if it needed $50 million, because I don't even think Bad Boys cost $50 million, and that has a lot more spectacle to it than this. So, again, I don't know, maybe 30, 40 million I could see, but 50 million, yeah, I don't know. When at the ending, the villain has Jamie Foxx, and Jamie Foxx leads him to this horse track. He doesn't know where the goal is, but he's bullshitting. And he gets this horse to distract Doug Hutchison. There's a little fight. But even during the little fight, too much shaky cam, discombobulated. But there's some nice practical stuff when some people get shot, real blood squibs. I appreciate that rewatching these movies because they don't do that stuff nowadays. It is rated R, so they could go full force with the dialogue and things of that nature. They didn't pussy out on that or wasn't neutered like they would do. I can guarantee if a film like this was made today, they would try to make it a PG-13. I like the fact it was rated R. The ending, I like when Jamie Foxx, this van has a bomb in it and he has to drive the van out. I like the shot where the van jumps and crashes through the screen at the horse track and then Jamie Foxx character jumps out. Again, I thought the acting, especially Jamie Foxx, the main reason to see this is for Jamie Foxx's performance and the comedy of his character. I mean, the rest of the plot, I don't know if the film needed to be 2 hours. Maybe 10, 15 minutes could have been cut out. There's stuff in the trailer that I don't remember seeing in the movie. I might have missed it rewatching it again, but in the trailer, there's a moment where Jamie Foxx is sucking on his thumb when he's hiding under the bed. That's cut out, which I'm fine with that. But there's another moment where he's getting beat up and it's his mom, and then the mom starts beating him up again. If that's in the film, I must have blanked out and missed it because I don't remember seeing it. So I think that was something that might have been cut out in the trailers. I mean, it might have been cut out in the movie. It was only in the trailers, but if it's in the movie, I completely blanked out of it. But yeah, maybe 10, 15 minutes could have been cut out. David Morse, I don't really buy the transition of his character because for like 90% of the film, he's very much, I don't give a shit what happens to Jamie Foxx. I don't care. I really don't give a fuck. He's bait. And then when, after Jamie Foxx saves everyone at the horse trap by getting the van with the bomb out of there and it blows up and he saved people, David Morse saves Jamie Foxx by shooting Doug Hutchison. And then Jamie Foxx punches David Morse for using him as bait, and David Morse says, okay, I deserve that. I didn't really buy it. David Morse is fine acting-wise, but just the character, there weren't really a lot of moments before that where he seemed like he felt sorry for using this guy as bait, or he felt bad. We didn't get that at all. So the fact that they're kind of chummy at the end, maybe that could have worked out a little bit more gradually, seeing that in scenes before. Dad Hutchison, he's okay as the villain. He, the character is not meant to have a lot of energy. Like he's has sort of a creepy demeanor. Or maybe because I'm a big fan of the X Files, I still remember him as that character and Squeeze and playing the character of Toombs. And yeah, I would say that some stuff could have been cut out, and some of the action scenes a little less shaky cam. Other than that, though, this is a pretty damn decent flick. I don't think it's a bad movie at all. It's not Antoine Fuqua's best film. I would put The Replacement Killers above this. But I would rather watch this than the Equalizer movies. I would put Tears of the Sun above this. Training Day I haven't seen in a long, long time. I keep talking about Jamie Foxx's comedy, but that really is the main point in watching this film, is to see Jamie Foxx in a way that you'll never see him again. Sort of his take on being a leading, funny guy. There was this movie and Held Up, but it was nice to see him in this big budget action movie where he's playing that kind of character. Like Held Up, it's not an action film, it's just more strictly comedy. It was just nice to see him take that chance in this big budget action realm, playing a funny type of character. And I think he pulled it off very well. And again, the movie's worth a watch for him. There are some movies competently made. You know, it's not like the other actors are poorly doing their jobs. I mean, Mike Epps is fun. I like Mike Epps. David Morse does fine in his role. It's cool to see Jamie Kennedy in there. He doesn't have much to do, but nice to see him in there. He's working on David Morse's crew as a tech guy, which I think he kind of did a tech guy thing in Enemy of the State as well. And yeah, I would put like Enemy of the State above this. That's another guy that's sort of in the middle of this crazy stuff in an action movie. That's a movie I could say that the action was handled better compared to this. Although again, the action, I don't. This at least there's a lot of practical stuff and stunt work. Real cars flipping on their side, real cars, real vans going through screens. So again, you can tell the movie wasn't a cheap movie. Is what I'm getting at. But overall, I think it's a decent flick. I don't think it deserves to be that much forgotten like it has been. Considering some of the stuff Jamie Foxx has done, it's a little bit underrated. I would say that. If you want to see Jamie Foxx in a fun performance in a big budget movie, this is a lot better than something like Bad Company with Chris Rock. If you want to watch a bad movie, that film with Chris Rock and Anthony Hopkins called Bad Company that's a shitty film. I don't think this is a shitty film at all. So, take that what you will. But anyway, thanks for watching. Take care, and we will see you later. Bye-bye.